This might be a bit shocking for you. It's part of our culture. The smell is horrible. This is a petrified baby llama. If you've seen Game of Thrones, maybe you've seen something like this. This is one of the biggest I've ever seen in my life. Señor, ¿cuánto tiempo tiene haciendo jugos acá en el mercado?
30 años.
Hello everyone, hope you're doing great today. We're not gonna do exactly a cooking video, but we're here in Cusco City. We're right in the main square right now. So we're heading out to the market. We're gonna buy a couple of things for the weekend. Also, we're gonna try a couple of things in the market. We're gonna eat something. And yeah, we want to show you many things there. If you haven't been here to Peru, or if you were here, well, this is gonna bring you a really good memory. If you haven't been, I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to come here and try everything we're gonna see there. Okay, so let's go now. After passing through Regocijo and San Francisco Square, here we are, finally at the San Pedro Market, the place where we can find a bunch of different things, from souvenirs to meals, juices, and fresh ingredients for preparing a meal. So, follow me and let's see what we find inside. Let's go. Okay, so here we are at the San Pedro Market right now, and as you can see, not everything is open yet. This is one of my favorite places to come every time for shopping, for eating, and everything in general. So the first aisles in the front are just full of souvenirs and little things that you might want to take back home, followed for the aisle where you find pork, chicken, beef, and many different things. So before I take you around this market, I want to tell you a bit more about it. This market was officially opened in 1825, and this was designed by the famous architect Gustave Eiffel. This French architect came here. He designed this market as well as many other buildings and markets in Lima, in Peru in general, Bolivia, and Chile. So you can see how important is this market, how imponent it is, and let's go. Let's see many other things that we're gonna find inside right now. What did you do if you want to wash your hands there? Do you have to beat your knees in the floor? This is the front aisle of the market, and this is one of the sides. And as I told you before, these are full of souvenirs. You can find different things like keychains, ponchos, sweatshirts, and everything you might want to take back home. The prices are not too high. This is quite cheap actually. You can always negotiate the price. But think about something that maybe for you $1 less doesn't make much difference. For them, it will. And also, look at this. There are a lot of stores that are still closed. The pandemic has affected so much the business, the tourism industry here, and everyone in general. So I hope you guys can come soon and make this place as busy as it used to be. Let's go now to the next one. I have something really nice to show you. Okay, so here we are in the next aisle where we find fresh chicken, a couple of sausages, and many other things. For example, here, look at this store. There are different buckets with different sauces. This is, of course, our yellow sauce made with a Peruvian yellow pepper, which is one of the most important pepper of Peru. You can buy 50 cents of this, one sol of this, and that's it. Next to that, what we have, that is mashed garlic, ready to use. It's just blended with water. This one, ají panca, is a sun-dried red pepper that is turned into a paste after soaking it in water for a whole night. What is next to that, the other one, that is pork lard. This is the lard, this is the fat of the pork used for frying things, for cooking in general. Quite healthier, I mean healthier than the oil, not 100% healthier. It's quite easy to cook in Peru, but a bit hard at the same time. Easy because you find all these things ready to use, always. Hard because we have hundreds of dishes. If you really want to specialize yourself in Peruvian food, believe me, it's gonna be a long journey. So, but you can do it. I know you can.
¿Cómo le va? ¿Cómo va la venta? Sí, pues señor, yo no puedo hacer tours, así que tengo que hacer video para llevarlo. Tour virtual.
Okay, so right now we are in this aisle. Here we find chicken. This is how you find the chicken, the meat in general, in markets in Peru. It's unusual to find them here on a fridge, in a freezer, or something like that. Why is that? Here in Peru, we come at least 3 times a week to the market to buy these things. Believe me, it wouldn't make sense to buy frozen chicken if you can come almost every day to buy a fresh one. Well, not always fresh, as you can see, but that's still quite good. We are used to that. We have something really crazy that you would like to see. This here is called head cheese, and it's a ham popular in some parts of Europe, and it's made with the heads of the pork. Look at this cartilage, the white one around here near my finger. You can see the ears and many other parts of the head. This is quite good. It's really tasty. Doesn't look like tasty, but I can tell you it's really good. I really love it. So here in Peru, we don't really have leftovers, and especially with the chicken. We use the organs, the heart, the liver, every single thing. And the feet is the best source of collagen that you can ever have. So everything is wasted here. And the dogs, they never die of hunger here. So after this aisle, I am gonna take you to one of my favorite aisles of the market, which is this one behind me, the aisle of juices. The colors are really beautiful, the flavors are really good, and the prices even better. So let's go, let's try a juice. So these are the prices of the juices, and the deal is really good. Everything is in soles. You can get juices of vegetables or just fruits, or you can do a mix. You can even take a special, which is with egg, milk, and beer. It's quite strong but full of protein. We're gonna have a light one, probably something like beetroot with pineapple, apple, some celery maybe, orange, let's see what else. It's gonna be really good.
Señor, ¿cuánto tiempo tiene haciendo jugos acá en el mercado?
Yo ya estoy 30 años.
30 años.
This is the glass that you get here for $1.60 approximately, which is 6 soles right now. But the deal is that you get your glass refilled 2 more times. This is a pure juice. This is really good. Cheers. Cheers. So guys, this is 30 years of experience in a glass. This lady of the stand 107 has been here 30 years in the market. If you ever come here, look at this, is really good. And look, Ivana is getting her refill, and I am getting also my refill here.
So it's 1.5 cups.
Yeah, it's like 3 cups in total approximately. Yeah. Now, after this, there's still a lot more to see in the market, so we're going there right now. I got stuck. In this side of the market, we're right in the middle. This is where we find different kinds of fruit, a lot of crazy things here. But here, we find the dry fruits. We have everything right here, different kinds of peanuts, different kinds of dry fruits. For example, this is mango, kiwi over there, dehydrated pineapple here, and this is the regular size of pecans. Believe me, this is not the biggest one, this is not a jumbo, this is the regular one. This one here, in Spanish, is called flor de Jamaica. In English would be like Jamaican flower. It's quite sweet. But especially because this had been kind of dehydrated with sugar, so of course it's gonna be way sweeter. But not all of them have sugar. There are a lot of really healthy snacks here too. Whenever you guys come here and you're looking for a good snack, here you find these little packages. 200 grams of this are a mix of different kinds of dehydrated fruits for 10 soles, which is like a bit less than $3. This is really good. You're gonna be really supporting someone here in the market. A part of the dry fruits, there are also other snacks that are not that healthy, but they're really delicious. Look at those potato chips, sweet potato chips, and especially the banana chips over there. Those are unique. There's a salty and sweet version. So whenever you come, you have to try everything here. Peru is also known because it's biodiversity. And thanks to that, we have different kinds of fruits that grow here the whole year. That gives us the advantage that we don't really have to import fruits from other countries. We have in some territories of Peru, for example, a season of mango from January to April, and the rest of the year in other parts of jungle in Peru. Here, for example, we have the figs. Of course you know this fruit is really popular, and it's also attached to some ghost stories in Peru that I hope I have the chance to tell you another time. Here, I'm not gonna touch this one. You know this one probably as a prickly pear or a cactus fruit. Well, I have to touch it. But it has a lot of thorns inside. It's really tasty, full of seeds, and good for digestion, of course. There are many colors: green, red, purple, and yellow. Next one we find here, blueberries, of course. Yeah, these are blueberries. I know they look quite big, but this is the size of blueberries that we have in Peru, and we export a lot of these as well. I don't think you will believe me if I tell you that this fruit, oh, I have a thorn. This is a cucumber fruit. Believe it or not, yes, same name, but it doesn't look exactly the same inside. This is quite watery, a very watery but not too sweet flavor. So this is kind of the favorite fruit for kids normally. Inside has a tiny soft seed in the middle, but you normally eat the skin and everything. Cucumber, pepino. By the way, this cactus fruit that I showed you a moment ago, in Spanish is called tuna, like the fish, exactly, but it's not fishy at all, don't worry, it's totally different. Tuna, prickly pear, cactus fruit, however you want to call it. One of my favorites for making drinks and also for cooking, yes, for cooking, is this. This is a passion fruit, but there are many kinds. For example, the one in Europe is quite purple and smaller. This is yellow and big, a little bit green too, but it gets kind of looks old, like old skin. This means this is ripe, it's ready to eat. It's delicious, it's pretty sour. But here we have something very similar than that. This one here is called granadilla, and it's like the sweet version of the passion fruit. Inside looks the same as the passion fruit, color is slightly different, but the flavor completely sweet. So we also here have strawberries, of course, that we produce in Peru and we export it to other countries. Another interesting fruit that I want to show you that maybe you haven't seen it before is this. Looks like a dragon egg, right? But I don't know because they don't exist. But if you've seen Game of Thrones, maybe you've seen something like this. This one is called chirimoya, and this is originally from Peru. If you've ever been to Asia, like Philippines for example, you might have found this one over there, for sure. But the origins are from Peru. When the Spaniards arrived here, they brought and they took a lot of things that they found in Peru and South America in general over Europe. Philippines used to belong to Spain. Okay, so that's how this fruit ended up there. Many people think this is from there, but no, this is 100% Peruvian. Creamy inside, really sweet, and with big black seeds that are supposed to be poisonous. But don't worry, if you eat one or two, you're not gonna die. Here we have another fruit that we know as a Waimanto. You might know this as a gooseberry, a goldenberry, or fusales. But this is also originally from Peru. With flavor quite sour but sweet at the same time. This is found everywhere in this area of Cusco and in the highlands. One of the most popular fruits here, a Waimanto. This is a pacay, and this is one of the biggest I've ever seen in my life. This is also known as cotton candy fruit. Inside, in each part, there's a big part of the fruit that looks like cotton candy. Tastes quite sweet like it, and it has a big black seed inside. But this is honestly, this is one of the biggest I've ever seen in my life. This is a typical fruit that grows near the coast. This is from Lares in Cusco. And honestly, I really want to try it. I'm really looking forward to try this. I don't know if you've ever seen something like this, guys. This is called noni. The smell is horrible. You have water, right? Su madre. This is supposed to have really good properties, anti-cancer. So that's why it's so popular here in Peru to take this with juices when it's ripe.
Ya está madurito.
Yes, está maduro. Su madre. Here, our lady is saying that this is really good to fight over 150 illness, sickness, and different viruses, etc. When it's green, the smell is neutral. When it's ripe, the smell is really, really strong. I don't think you would like to be close to it when it's ready to eat. Look at this. This is the store of the witchcraft, many things that you find for doing rituals. Look at this. It's una llama, no? It's a petrified baby llama used for different rituals and offerings. So there's still a lot of different traditions that people keep alive here. This is an Inca and pre-Inca tradition, and they keep using this for different purposes. Oils, different incenses, and tobacco, again for offerings, as well as all this. For different things, for Apus, which are the big mountains, or Pachamama, which is Mother Earth, here is where you find everything for these kind of rituals. There's a couple of more things really interesting, like natural incenses. I'm talking about Palo Santo and myrrh. This is the natural myrrh, and you can find the processed one too. But also look at this. It looked like some kind of huge poop of King Kong or something, but this is tobacco. Tobacco used for rituals, as well as everything you have seen here before. These packages here, next to the fetus of the llama, are used for rituals for Pachamama and different entities. So now we're gonna take another break, and now we're gonna try another meal. Follow us. Let's gonna eat chicken soup. Parte entrepierna, porfa. This plate of chicken soup is 6 soles. 6, which is a bit less than $2. But it comes with something called yapa. Yapa is like an extra thing. In this case, she's gonna give me the yapa in another plate. Soups here are normally taken with spicy sauce like this. This is a mix of rocoto, which is a really hot pepper, with onion, a bit of vinegar, and I can smell the spiciness now. It's quite strong, but I love it. This is the best. The other topping, lime, key lime. Always key lime on top of a soup in Peru. That's mandatory. You have to try it that way. This is the plate I paid for, less than $2. And this is the yapa. That normally, that when you finish your plate, she refills your plate again with more soup. So, this is it. We're ready to try our soup. Well, I'm not ready because I have to add spicy and lime, which is the most important. And a lot of spicy. Let's make it spicy in the way in and the way out too. This is the best example that I can give you of a famous saying that we have in Peru, where one person can eat, two can feed. But the truth is that in Peru, where one person can eat, 3 or 4 can feed easily. Look at this. Let's try it out now. Oh my god. Okay guys, so we're halfway there. We're getting full. When you're in Cusco, take only one day to eat as much as you can. Here we have a friend that is waiting for the bones. Mastica. So you guys remember, if you want to come and you want to have a really good soup of hen or chicken for a really good price, this is it. Sabor Cusqueño. It's gonna be here for when you come to Cusco. So it'll be waiting for you. Right now, we are in the aisle of the Superfoods. And it has that name because we have products like maca, kiwicha, and other different grains from the highlands. Maca is known because it's really high in protein. People know this as an aphrodisiac for men, but it's more than that. You can make protein shakes with this, you can make really healthy breakfast, pancakes, juices, etc. Quinoa. Here in this bag, I have the 3-colored quinoa. But I don't know if you know this, Peru, based on a research a university from Lima did, has over 3,000 different kinds of quinoa. Different colors and different percents of protein. Here, the most common you find are white, red, and black. Red, it's my favorite, but not for its flavor. Quinoa has no flavor, but a nice texture. This one, to me, is better. Is the best one you can use for replacing the rice, making salads, and also making quinoa risottos. We have other things here. This is a freeze-dried potato, and this lasts for at least 8 years like this. To use it, all you do is soak it in water for a couple of hours, and then it's used for making soups. Also, this is made of flour, and it's a potato starch actually, so you can make your soups thicker, you can bread things to fry, you can do lots of things, and believe it or not, it's used in some plates of Peruvian Chinese fusion. Other things that we have here are, for example, the chia. Black chia, white chia. This is not expensive here. This bag of half a kilo, ¿cuánto vale, señor, medio kilo de chia? 6 soles, less than $2, the same price we've paid for the soup before. Believe me, Peru is a paradise for these healthy foods, and everything here is waiting for you. Pink salt. This is from Maras, and this is known because it's healthier than regular salt. Similar than Himalayan salt, this is lower in sodium and is used for everything here. The price, also 6 soles, 1 kilogram. And there are many things that you can take back home when you come. Everything that is packaged like this and has information about the brand and everything here, you are allowed to take this back home. But if you find something like this in a simple bag with no information, I'm afraid you're gonna have problems with customs, so don't do it. Peru, it's also the country of 50 plus kinds of corn. We all know the corn is originally from Mexico, but there are a couple of kinds of corn that are native from Peru. We have unique kinds like these ones you see here. Some of them for boiling, some of them for toasting. So look at all kinds of corns I have here. I don't know if you've ever seen something like this before. Here it's not that easy to find a corn like this. They sell by the grains in bags. But to find a whole corn, it's quite complicated. Not that easy. There are also things like quinoa here and maca that you find in powder, ready to use. Soy, wheat, kiwicha, cañigua, which are other superfoods from the highlands. So if you get to mix all of these in a smoothie, in a juice, however you want, you are gonna have the best protein shake ever made. But the most important, with 100% natural grains. What else I can tell you? Peru is the best.
Pero papá, mucha gente ha muerto. El señor de acá los dos han muerto.
¿En serio?
De la esquina gordita ha muerto. Ni del
¿Qué? ¿La señora de los frutos secos?
Sí.
No, ¿en serio?
Los dos hermanos. Han muerto varios, los que no vendían.
Los que no vendían todavía.
Sí, y los que no vendían. Bueno, yo ya tengo 80 años. Morir hoy, morir mañana es igual.
Hasta luego, cuídese mucho. Gracias, señorita, gracias. We are going now to find the best Peruvian cheese. Caserita, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? So we're gonna get some cheese here. There are different kinds of cheese that you get here, like Andean cheese, which is this. Very similar than cheddar cheese from US. This is really, really tasty, it's creamy, it melts really good. There's paria, there's gouda. In case you want to take some cheeses when you come here, you have to take the packed ones here. These ones are completely sealed, are allowed to get out of the country without a problem. And this butter is special for me because this comes from my mother's town, Pampacolca. Hopefully we're gonna be going there very soon. This cheese here is made with different herbs, especially oregano. Around $4, half a kilogram. Between 13 and 15 soles a whole block, which is a bit more than 1 kilo. ¿Qué tal, maestrito? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo le va? Here, normally this side is the aisle of chocolate and coffee, and this other, the one of chicken soup. For obvious reasons, not everyone is coming to open their stands. This is one of the things you find here in this aisle of chocolates in the San Pedro Market. Here we have a lot of chocolate paste. This is 100% cocoa for making hot chocolate, for making desserts. You find really good quality of coffee as well. And the most important, chocolate to eat from 8 soles, which is like $2.50 or so. Look at these beans here. This is cocoa beans. We have the cocoa beans here. Peru has probably the best chocolate in the world. What's the thing? The detail is that the best quality of cocoa as well as coffee doesn't stay here. So you find the best Peruvian chocolate or best Peruvian coffee in Europe, US, Canada, and other countries that of course pay more for it. But you find here good things for a good price, still good quality. So you have to come try this. Look at this, look what we have here. What Gaston Acurio, one of the most famous Peruvian chefs of all times, known as the father of the modern cuisine, named as the DNA of Peruvian food. Ají amarillo, ají verde, green spicy, or ají escabeche are the names of this unique pepper. Unique because it only grows in Peru. You don't find this anywhere else. The flavor is unique. You can take it fresh or you can sun dry this and then make a paste with it. That's a really common way to use it. The flavor, you can't compare this with anything in the world. That purple corn over there is the one we use for making chicha morada. That is boiled with some cinnamon, clove, apple, pineapple, and especially pineapple skin. That's zapallo, or that's a squash, like the game, but not really like that. Un poquito, porque sí le probé. The advantage of coming often to the market and know someone, like in my case, is that whenever you buy something, you're gonna get an extra, which is a yapa. Yapa applies here for everything, so you have to have a good casera, which means the lady or the guy, whatever, you always go and buy the things you need.
Señorita, ¿cómo estás?
Right now, we're gonna get to the aisle where we find the leftovers of the cow. I'm talking about the organs, the heart, the heads, everything. But this is popular because when the Spaniards arrived here, of course they brought their slaves. The slaves, they would receive the leftovers of the meat of the cow and they would survive with it, they would cook with it. What at the beginning they used to survive, now it's considered like the best of Peruvian food. From there you get the anticuchos, dishes like caucao where you use like the stomach, the heart or the liver and things like this. This might be a bit shocking for you, but if you're not, I invite you to stay and look at this because this is quite interesting and it's part of our culture, so join me on this. Here these are the heads of the cows. Everything is used. The horns are used for souvenirs, the cheeks and everything you see over there is used for eating, especially the mouth, and the head in general is used for making soups. In the market normally there's a spot, there are many spots where you can have a head soup. Sounds weird, looks weird, but it's actually really good and delicious. These mouths here are used as specific for soups. Nothing is wasted in the market. We're gonna find here from the tails, the liver, the heart, the lungs, belly, brain, everything, even testicles, you can find them here. Look at this, tail. El kilo, medio kilo 3. Peru is also known as a country of 4,000 plus kinds of potatoes. And this is where we are right now, in the aisle of potatoes. Come here. Different kinds of white potato, pink potato, yellow potato are the base of our gastronomy. Here we have a potato called compis, which is really good for boiling. The regular white potato, this one, called mactillo. It's a kind of native potato, quite purple inside. It's delicious. You can fry it, or you can roast it, or you can boil it. You can do whatever you want with it. Canchan, kind of a pink potato, really good for fries, really firm, and has a delicious flavor. White potato, this is quite sandy, similar than yellow, but a little bit purple inside. Here we have the peruanita, called Little Peruvian, which has kind of white, yellowish, and red colors, similar than the flag. Here we have a potato called Waimanto or Huanuqueña, which is one of my favorites. It's a yellow potato, really sandy, similar than the Yukon Gold, that you find in US or Canada. This is called oyuco or lisa. It's a root similar to potato, but it's not a potato. Flavor quite sweet, used in stews and boiled, but you can roast it too, of course. If you make chips of this in the oven, it's delicious. This is the last part of the market where we find the food court. There's cheap food, there's a bit of everything. You can have a meal from $1.50, or you can go to the restaurants on the other side where you pay maximum $5, but for a huge plate. In these 5 soles or $1.50 menus, you get a soup, a main dish, and something to drink at the end. In the case of the other one, they give you a soup, something to drink of course, but the main dish is brutal. It's a monster. There's something to share. I don't recommend you to eat it on your own. Most of things are closed here. In normal situation, everything is open. There's at least 4 or 5 people eating in each spot. One of my favorite places to eat in Cusco so far. Not only for the price, it's eating in the market here is like eating at home. To me, eating in the market is like sitting and eating my mom's food. That, by the way, I miss so much. It's part of all culture. It tastes, it feels like home. Trucha. They have fried trout.
Trucha con papa frita y puré tendría que.
¿Y puré? ¿Frijolitos ya no tiene tampoco?
Frijol ya no hay.
Let's get ready to eat again. This is really good. Look at this. This is passion fruits. A passion fruit water with some, I think a bit of quinoa and apple. This is crazy, and it's really good. It's good, refreshing, not too sweet. They don't use much sugar in this. This is perfect. We don't need much. We don't need more, but I'm asking for something more that I'll show you in a moment. Madre ceñito, gracias. This normally comes, it's the fried trout, comes with fries and rice. But I asked them to please, instead of fries, give us some beans and some mashed potatoes. Makes it a bit better. But look at this beauty. Look at this. $4. Gracias. And a meal is not a meal in Peru without Inca Cola, of course. Here what we have is a plate with a beautiful trout that I already tried. I couldn't resist it. It's simple, it's just a fried trout, but the flavor is incredible. And aside we have some beans perfectly cooked in one of these special pots that keeps the beans quite firm but creamy at the same time. Mashed potato, rice, and a couple of pieces of tomato. Here, one of my favorite things, the spicy sauce. That is rocoto. It's similar than what we have with the soup. I'm gonna put lime because I always put lime in my tomato, even in my rice. The Peruvian lime is really special. The flavor is quite different than any other lime you can find in the world. Especially the lime from Piura, Chulucanas, the north of Peru. They have a special lime, unique in the world. You find nothing like that. And this, look at this. It looks simple, just a fried trout, but this is really good. This is really good. It's delicious. They start cooking at 4 a.m. in the morning, but it's because of the pandemic. Before this, as lots of people used to come and they had to make even more meals, they started cooking before at 2 a.m. That's how the market normally used to open around 5:50, 5:30, 6 a.m. I've been a couple of times at that time after a party, and I can tell you the food was ready. The food was ready at 6 a.m. And people sometimes here as breakfast have this, what we just have today. A soup and this. So, it's insane, 2 a.m. This and many more things are waiting for you in San Pedro Market. I invite you guys to come here as soon as you can. There's a lot to see, a lot to discover, and especially a lot to try. Come here, San Pedro Market in Cusco is waiting for you. Thank you.